starts right now.
A San Antonio teenager shot through the back of the head after tossing a banana at a gas station clerk. That teen somehow survived and is now suing for more than $1 million in damages.
KSAT Investigates Dylan Collier examined the case and the fallout, and just a warning, you may find the images in this story disturbing.
Unnerved by the murder of a 7-Eleven clerk at another San Antonio store days earlier and by his own run-ins with customers at this Rigsby Avenue location, Dylan Noah decided to buy a handgun and bring it to his overnight shift in early January 2019. The decision would have immediate and fateful consequences. Around 2 a.m., after 17-year-old Pierre Kyle and his cousin looked at cell phone chargers, Noah accused them of taking one without paying. We found no evidence the allegation was true. Kyle, seen in store surveillance camera footage wearing a blue head covering, took issue with the accusation and approached Noah while he stood behind the counter. Kyle recalled the argument during a taped deposition in late May.
And what did Mr. Noah say in response?
I just remember him calling me a Negro.
The footage shows Kyle pick up a banana and toss it in Noah's direction. The clerk immediately pulled out a gun and started firing, striking the unarmed Kyle in the back of the head. Kyle's cousin fired back, but no one else was injured. The teenager survived, and after being rushed to Brooke Army Medical Center, he underwent multiple surgeries, first to remove the back of his skull to relieve pressure on his brain, and then to install a plate. Kyle, a high school junior at the time, had to learn to walk again.
Nothing at all justifies what happened to our young client.
While Noah was later indicted for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and was given 8 years probation after pleading no contest last year, the civil court battle over who bears responsibility for the shooting rages on. A lawsuit filed in 2020 accuses Noah, the operator of the store, and 7-Eleven itself of negligence, claiming an atmosphere existed of little training and no clear instruction on how employees were allowed to act. After the store's operator, Aarondeep Singh, gave testimony last year that his location had a no weapons policy, Noah testified to the opposite, and that Singh had given him the okay to arm himself while at work.
AD said it was all right. It was up to you to bring a gun to the property.
He says if you don't feel safe, that is all up to you.
And while the operator said clerks are taught not to escalate confrontations with customers, Noah again contradicted him.
Were you trained what to do in the event of a suspected theft or robbery?
The way that they did over there, they would confront them.
Noah was written up by Singh 12 days after the shooting and later fired. Years later, the blame game over the incident continues.
7-Eleven is trying to wash their hands of this as much as they can and say, we don't have control. It's the franchisee.
Attorneys for 7-Eleven have made this argument in motions that have not yet been heard by the court. Meanwhile, it's been a rocky road for Kyle. He dropped out of high school, and a young man with no criminal history prior to being shot has been criminally charged several times the past 2 years. He was also shot 3 times in an unrelated incident outside a party in early 2020.
I would have never got shot 3 times if I would never got shot in my head the first time.
I think it really just completely uprooted the path he had set for himself.
For KSAT Investigates, I'm Dylan Collier.
Now, attorneys for 7-Eleven and Mr. Singh did not return our calls when we asked them to comment. And when we got Noah on the phone, he told us no comment and said not to call him back again. By the way, the lawsuit is set to go to trial in February.
Families of the Uvalde victims and survivors sharing their stories with members of Congress today, this time speaking from their own backyard. U.S. Representatives Joaquin Castro and Sheila Jackson Lee held a listening session in Uvalde this afternoon. Robb Elementary teacher Arnolfo Reyes, State Senator Roland Gutierrez from San Antonio also spoke during the listening session. Uvalde is part of his district. Those who spoke wanted to know how Congress can help and what can be done to prevent a similar tragedy.
We're here to fight. We'll keep on fighting. I know we want to ban assault weapons. It's going to be a hard fight, the fight we're willing to win.
Several parents have called for gun reform in the wake of the shooting. Some have asked for a federal ban on semi-automatic weapons. Others have asked for a special session to raise the minimum age to buy assault-style rifles in Texas.
Now to saving lives, more people are turning to the National Suicide Lifeline for help. Back in July, it changed its number to 3 simple digits. You see them there, 988. And within the first month of that change, the number of calls shot up more than 50%. Texts went up 1,000%. And now the South Texas chapter for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention wants to raise more money to hire more people and also update its infrastructure. This is Suicide Prevention Month. It's a topic that affects all communities, and that includes law enforcement. In Texas, 14 officers have taken their lives this year, which is up from last year. As the Night Team's Patty Santos tells us, a new state-sponsored app is helping officers.
They're called to protect and serve and bring peace during chaos.
We're problem solvers. We're supposed to have solutions for everybody's problems, right?
But who do they call when their personal life or work trauma overwhelms them?
And we create this callous shell in ourselves that sometimes we forget that it's okay to be human.
Those in law enforcement fear that reaching out for help could cost them their job. In 2021, the state created the Texas Law Enforcement Peer Network, an anonymous program to decrease officer suicides.
Where I've been through that kind of situation where I've wanted to take my life. And because I reached out and because I got help, I'm still here.
Regional Director Michael Mata knows it takes courage for anyone that needs help, but ignoring it could lead to bigger problems.
They start labeling the officers as disgruntled, and it's not that they're disgruntled, it's just that they have a lot of issues and they're mislabeled.
The program uses an app to connect distressed officers with a peer within a 500-mile radius in seconds. Those officers are not mental health providers or psychotherapists, just peers who get it, like Mike Davis.
For me personally, to be able to be that person on the other end of the line to help one of my brothers and sisters, my guardians, right? That was really important to me.
We have a link to download the app in this story on KSAT.com. Patty Santos, KSAT 12 News.
Now for a look at your headlines in your Nightbeat News Flash. The state's top attorney tried to run from a legal battle. That's according to the Texas Tribune. They cite an affidavit. In it, a person says they tried to serve Attorney General Ken Paxton with a subpoena related to an abortion funds lawsuit against the state. The Tribune says Paxton ran from the person serving the subpoena and jumped into a truck with his wife. That subpoena reportedly placed on the ground before the truck drove away. Now to your money. KSAT tracking how inflation is impacting your grocery budget. 12 on your side's Marilyn Moritz. Able to see just how much prices have soared. We tracked 48 items for months. The same cart of groceries that cost $224 last December rose to $239 in June. Now it's risen another $9 to a total of $248. Prices rose by 21% for orange juice, nearly 32% for canned chili beans. You can take a look at our full price check right now on our website, KSAT.com. And as San Antonio celebrates Hispanic Heritage Month, one group is helping families explore their history. Los Barreños Genealogical and Historical Society is helping generations learn about their ancestry. Since 1983, they've continued their mission. They have an office off West Commerce Street, open from 10 in the morning till 2 in the afternoon, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. You can also visit their website, losbarreños.org. That's a look at your Nightbeat News Flash.
Now still ahead on the Nightbeat, NASA is hoping to defend Earth with a spacecraft. That experiment finally ended this evening. What NASA scientists are revealing about the size of the asteroid compared to the spacecraft that hit it.
In the San Antonio Spurs open training camp, what Coach Popovich is saying about the team that's now definitely in the midst of rebuilding. And we're keeping an eye on Ian, how it's impacting another NASA mission. Plus, a check on the donations that you, our viewers, helped collect in response to Hurricane Fiona and Puerto Rico. You did a great job. It's next on the Nightbeat. San Antonio stepped up tonight. We are tallying up the donations you helped raise to help the Red Cross. Crews are helping Puerto Rico after Hurricane Fiona. left devastation, flooding, thousands without power on the U.S. territory. In 7 hours tonight, KSAT's community phone bank helped raise more than $10,000. Donations still being tallied. The Red Cross has said they are grateful to everyone who donated, as are we here at KSAT. Now we're tracking another hurricane. Hurricane Ian is expected to impact Florida and a NASA mission. Today, the space agency announced it's moving its massive moon rocket for the Artemis 1 mission back to its garage at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida.
So that move means the liftoff is going to be delayed until at least the end of October. The Artemis 1 mission is just the start of the program that aims to return people to the moon and eventually land crewed missions on Mars. In other news now, it's really the last thing they need, but Hurricane Ian is getting stronger as it moves towards Florida.
Yeah, so businesses are boarding up, families fueling up as they evacuate. The Tampa Bay region of Florida could see a storm surge of up to 10 feet. That's why Florida leaders telling people who live along the coast, if they can, leave.
We expect to have to evacuate over 300,000 people, and it will take some time, which is why we are starting today.
Florida's governor declared a state of emergency, activated the National Guard. President Joe Biden has also directed FEMA to assist the area.
New tonight, a plan to protect the planet from asteroids, and it was put to the test today.
Yeah, NASA deliberately crashed an empty spacecraft into an asteroid to see if it could prevent future threats from hitting our planet. Jen Sullivan shares what scientists are saying about this test.
Protecting Earth from potentially deadly objects in space. It sounds like the perfect plot for a Hollywood film, and it was in 1998.
It's what we call a global killer. Nothing would survive, not even bacteria.
Asteroids, especially large ones, are very real threats and something NASA is tracking.
At some point in the future, there's going to be something that's going to hit Earth. We don't want the Armageddon movie scenario.
10 months ago, NASA launched an uncrewed spacecraft. And Monday night, they purposely crashed it into an asteroid. The mission was called the Double Asteroid Redirection Test, or DART. The purpose? Hit the asteroid head-on to alter its path and change its speed.
We're taking a giant step in planetary defense.
The DART spacecraft was the size of a refrigerator. The asteroid, as big as the Great Pyramid of Giza in Egypt. The spacecraft was going nearly 15,000 miles an hour when the two collided.
If we can confirm that the thing was deflected by less than 1 degree, we know that this would, in principle, work on a large scale.
This asteroid was about 7 million miles away from Earth. But scientists say this test helps them prepare for future threats that could be much closer.
It happens, every few 100,000 or a few million years or so, Earth gets hit by an asteroid. And when it does, it's usually bad for those who are around.
The last time a deadly asteroid hit Earth, around 66 million years ago.
That wiped out the dinosaurs.
Monday's test hopes to prevent that from ever happening again. I'm Jen Sullivan reporting.
All right, now back here on Earth in San Antonio, getting a live look here over I-10 West. Lovely night out there. I have to say, 79 degrees. What a pleasure. Not just nighttime, but during the daytime, Sarah.
Absolutely.
I mean, no humidity, low humidity.
Low humidity was great. And if you get a chance during the commercial break or after the night beat, look in the eastern sky, you'll see Jupiter. It's the biggest and brightest it's been in 60 years. So take a look at that.
And you took a look tonight.
I did, through binoculars. I could actually see some of Jupiter's moons. It was really cool.
Just through regular binoculars?
Just regular binoculars.
Wow.
Had to focus it in. It was pretty great. Now, again, pretty great, the fact that it is a lot less humid outside. Here's a look at dew point change over the past 24 hours. We've been able to see dew points go down some 20 to 25 degrees. It was oppressively humid this time yesterday. Now it is nice and comfortable outside with low humidity. And even though the afternoons are still going to be hot, we are going to feel a lot more like fall in the morning for those early morning risers. This is a look at low temperatures over the coming days. Cooler than average and will be right near 60 degrees just about every morning. Sunrise close to about 7:20, 7:30. So if you get up that early, you'll be able to experience some nice crisp fall cool in the air. It's still going to be hot in the afternoon, a lot like today where we got up to 95 degrees. Above average high temperatures, but below average low temperatures is what the norm will be. Here's a look at our weather setup. That front is currently working through the Rio Grande Valley. Much drier air working in behind it, and that dry air is going to be with us all week long. Meanwhile, as we've been talking about, Hurricane Ian has its sights set on Cuba tonight and over the coming days into Florida, especially the western coast of Florida. Let's take a look at Ian's track. It's expected to strengthen as a major Category 4 hurricane in the eastern Gulf of Mexico, making landfall potentially near the Tampa area as early as Wednesday night, Thursday morning, moving inland through Florida into Thursday and Friday. Hurricane watches all throughout Tampa, tropical storm watch for Fort Myers all the way up to Orlando. And rainfall is also going to be a factor, some 6 to 15 inches of rain possible in parts of Florida. Meanwhile, while they deal with heavy rains and torrential downpours from Hurricane Ian, we have 0 rain chance over the coming days here in San Antonio. That's some bad news for us. But the bad is that we won't get any rain. The good is that it'll feel pretty comfortable in the morning over the coming days. This is a look at tomorrow morning. Sunrise at 7:25. It'll be 62 in Hondo, 62 in Uvalde, 66 in Del Rio, 60 in New Braunfels, 64 here in San Antonio, and in the 50s up in the Hill Country. 55 in Boerne, 55 in Bulverde, 59 Canyon Lake area. It'll be 59 Rio Medina, 59 in Seguin, 62 in Floresville, and 64 in Pleasanton. But again, it is still going to be warm in the afternoons. High temperature near 90 in San Antonio, upper 80s in the Hill Country, but hey, at least it'll be a dry heat, right? So 64 early in the morning, 85 around noon, a quick warm up there by 20 degrees in just the span of a few hours. It's also going to be a bit windy tomorrow, gusts up to about 20 miles per hour from the northeast. Again, 91 for the high temperature. Pretty similar weather over the coming days, but I'm looking forward to waking up with a cup of coffee earlier in the morning and getting out on the porch. Doesn't it sound nice?
It is lovely to be able to sit out in the morning. Yes, love that. Thank you, Sarah.
How early are you talking about?
Well, for us, right, it's like 8 in the morning.
That's what I was going to say.
Early,
okay,
yeah.
I just want to know how early we're talking here.
10:30.
I don't know if I'm going to join in or not. I'm with Greg.
On a good day.
All right, the Cowboys put their stamp on the NFC East tonight.
I tell you what, that was a huge win because it was a division win. It was on the road. The Dallas D had 5 sacks tonight, and Cooper Rush undefeated as the Cowboys backup, now starting quarterback. When we come back, we'll show you how they were able to pull this off. And there's a Spurs rookie, in fact, their number 1 draft pick, very proud of his Fiesta colors coming up.
My inner motor, what drives me? My paycheck.
Greg Popovich in rare form today as a 5-time NBA champion begins his 27th season as a head coach of the Spurs. But first,
Pro football coverage, powered by Davis Law Firm.
Cooper Rush leads the Dallas Cowboys into MetLife Stadium to take on the undefeated Giants, as seen right here on KSAT 12 tonight. This is a defensive battle mid-third quarter. Game tied at 6-all. Handoff goes to running back Saquon Barkley. He weaves his way through the line, bumps to the near sideline, races to the end zone for the 36-yard touchdown, the first of the game. New York leads 13-6. Cowboys answer right back, capping a 9-play, 75-yard drive with a 1-yard score from Ezekiel Elliott. We're tied at 13-all. After forcing a Giants punt, the Cowboys face 4th and 4 at New York 41. Cooper Rush finds CeeDee Lamb right at the marker for a huge first down. Watch the replay. He just barely makes it across. A few plays later, after that, Cooper Rush slings it to Lamb again for an incredible left-handed one-handed catch. And touchdown grab. Take another look at this. Using that left hand, both feet stay in bounds as the Cowboys retake the lead 20-13. They're up 23-16 with under 2 minutes to play. Daniel Jones intercepted by Trayvon Diggs. His first pick of the season seals the win for the Cowboys. 23-16. The Cowboys are now 3-0 with Rush as their starting quarterback.
He's CeeDee Lamb. The guy's open a lot, makes big-time catches. That fade catch was unbelievable. Kellen had some great play-action calls today. We got some shots down the field, and guys made plays.
That was a great catch. Our San Antonio Spurs open their 2022 training camp today with so many new faces. You need a program. With the offseason trade of DeJounte Murray to the Atlanta Hawks, the Spurs have gone into that full rebuild mode with 5-time NBA champion Greg Popovich in charge of developing all this new talent. They all met today at the Spurs practice facility for pictures, player intros, and, of course, interviews. You know it's an inexperienced team when there are players younger than 19-year-old Josh Primo, leading to Pop's realistic assessment of what lies ahead this season for the Silver and Black.
I probably shouldn't say this, but I'll say it anyway. What the hell? Nobody here should go to Vegas with the thought of betting on us to win the championship. And I know somebody will say, gosh, what a Debbie Downer. There's a chance. What if they work really hard? It's probably not going to happen. But the point is to develop this group and give them the best possible opportunity to have long NBA careers and enjoy the hell out of it. And whoever comes after me will have an opportunity to take them to the next level.
How about that? A reference to life after Pop with the Spurs from Pop himself. Now, one of those young guns beginning a lot of playing time early on is Jeremy Sohan, the Spurs' first draft pick of the number 9 overall, will wear number 10, and just like Dennis Rodman, loves to dye his hair. And his new look is the Spurs' Fiesta colors, getting ready for the team's 50th anniversary celebration in the Alamo Dome in January. So how did he come up with that idea?
I did it maybe like a week ago now, and I just, on Instagram, everyone was telling me to do it, so I was like, why not? Let's do it.
All right, the Aggies lose one of their star players for the season. Next. The fighting Texas Aggies dodged a bullet on Saturday in AT&T Stadium when they looked like they were going to lose to Arkansas for the second straight season. But then this happened. With a minute and a half left in the game, the Razorbacks had a chance to take the lead down 23-21, but Cam Little's 42-yard field goal attempt hits the top of the right upright and bounces back onto the field of play. No good. That never happens. And the Aggies hold on for the win, but it was a very costly victory because the Aggies have now lost all-purpose player Anaya Smith for the rest of the season due to a broken leg. But head coach Jimbo Fisher stopped short of confirming the type of injury.
Lower body injury. I don't know all the. I know the details, but I don't want to get into. I don't want to say the wrong thing.
All right, up next are number 17 Aggies, a tough place to play. Mississippi State on Saturday at 3 p.m. The big game and our big game coverage has the number 5 Johnson Jaguars hosting the number 6 Brandeis Broncos in a showdown this Friday night at Comalander Stadium. Jaguars' only loss of the season was their opener in the KSAT Pigskin Classic 2022 when they lost to Judson in overtime 46-43. Since that time, they have won 3 games in a row against O'Connor, Churchill, and Roosevelt. For the Broncos, they come into this district showdown 4-1, 3-0 in district with their only loss of the season to number 2 ranked Brennan in the second week of the season.
A really big team, skilled team too. They're going to give us a good matchup, but obviously I think we'll come out victorious.
I think it's a very important game for us. This will totally boost our status if we come away with the win, and it'll show the whole district that we mean business.
All right, that's why it's a big game. Kickoff Friday night at Comalander Stadium is set for 7 p.m. And in fact, there's a lot of teams that have this Friday off before they start district play. A lot of those teams like Steele, Judson, all of the San Antonio School District teams. So this is going to be getting ready for that playoff push.
Yeah,
basically.
The bye before the real play begins.
Exactly.
Yeah. Thanks, Greg.
Thank you. And we'll be right back after this.
All right, take a look at this soccer match played more than 20,000 feet in the air. 2 teams played during a flight that created zero gravity conditions. The flight also special for another reason. It's now the Guinness World Record books for the highest altitude game of soccer on a parabolic flight. It's in the Guinness World Record books. Portuguese soccer legend Luis Figo and his team won 2-1 in this matchup.
Okay, that does look like a lot of fun.
Look at they have to hang on to the rails at the top when they go zero gravity. That's nice.
I gotta say, I hope they are a little lax on the handball rules there.
You think?
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna have low temperatures in the morning. It's gonna be nice and comfortable, and then a little warm in the afternoons.
Just enjoy the low humidity while it lasts.
Yeah.
Well, that does it for us. Have a wonderful night.